Okay, if I'm to trust YouTube, I believe we are live now. Let me double check. Well, let me post first of all on Kickstarter that we're live. And then hopefully I can just check with someone in the audience that it is indeed live.
Oh, we could be the audience in this case.
Yeah, if you can.
I'm gonna refresh the page because it didn't change anything for me yet. It says live in 24 hours. It says it's scheduled for tomorrow at 7:30.
I think you're on the wrong one.
There's the most recent one
because that's the.
You were live.
Okay, yeah. There's a standard game stream tomorrow, which I'm doing with other people.
I messed up.
Okay, so you see the introductory stream up.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to assume everything's good. And if I open up that, okay, I can still see chat. That's good. Perfect. So yeah, we're gonna hop into an introductory game here. I guess first, do people want to introduce themselves? I'm Robert. I am the designer of this game, and I guess you can see some info about me on the Kickstarter page. But yeah, I'm the designer. And I don't know if you want to go ahead there, Adigal. Yes.
Hello. I'm Adigal or Adigal or however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, I'm just here to help with the playthrough here. First time playing this. Should be fun.
Yeah. Put him along, gave him little to no information on what was happening. Basically, are you free on Thursday?
Yeah, that's basically what this boiled down to.
Great.
I'm Raze. I did the voice acting for the Kickstarter, both in the thematic trailer and in the more informative one.
And it's worth noting those have been combined into one video. So it is.
Oh yeah.
It's like just the one video on the campaign page. The campaign video is both parts.
Two voices. I'm multi-talented.
Yeah.
Known Robert for a while, and yeah, I've play tested a lot of his games from a couple of his games, a lot of iterations of it, and haven't seen the final version of this. I played an early version of it, and I'm really excited to see where it's gone from there.
Yeah, and so we sort of have two new players here. I'm going to be playing as well, so everyone watching is going to see gameplay from my perspective, and I'm going to explain sort of some of the things that I'm thinking when I'm making decisions for the audience. But yeah, I think we're good to jump right into it. So we're going to be playing the introductory game, and this is how I recommend that players play when they're showing anyone new the game or when you're playing for the first time. And so the game is about researching these Monstas that have entered into the world, and they're basically these realms have recently opened, and there are all these new Monstas to do academic research on. And every round, typically, all players are going to be making a hypothesis, and you make this hypothesis by constructing a deck. And then you're going to play that deck, trying to make the most discoveries, and then through those discoveries, every player will earn recognition. Whoever's the most recognition at the end of the game will win. Now, again, typically you're making a hypothesis every round. That's sort of the core of the game. But for the introductory variant, on the first round, you're going to get a set deck of cards. And so I guess I'll make that set deck of cards right now so people can see what that looks like. Because we're playing on Tabletop Simulator, I'm just going to make the deck and then I'm going to copy it through like 2 times for the other players. But typically everyone would be making their own deck here. So it includes one of each of these, and then you crack open the Origin Realm, and it includes this, and this. Oh, well, it does include that, but not yet. So the other thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing the introductory tutorial. You don't have to play this tutorial. This tutorial basically directs the first 3 turns of the game. You don't have to play it. You can just take the starter deck and shuffle up and then just start playing. But I find the introductory tutorial is a great way to get into the game quicker because everyone just is, so, they learn everything they need to do in 3 directed turns. They play the last half of the first round themselves, and then we get into the second round that is basically just like a normal game. All right, so we did that. We need 2 of these, and 1 of these. All right, so we got 6 there, 3 there, 3 there. What am I missing? Probably 1 of these and 1 of these. Let me confirm that I've made this deck correctly. I have.
Bear with me if I often I mean every time forget how to do things in Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, no problem. Ask me if you have any questions, and I can do that for you. So these decks have been ordered for the tutorial. Typically, you would shuffle your decks, but we're going to play the introductory tutorial to show players what that, or show viewers what that looks like, and also to teach you the game, because I think this is the quickest way to get straight into the gameplay. So we're going to jump into the research phase again. Typically, the game every round would start with a hypothesis phase where you're making this deck, but we've done that. Did you just shuffle the deck?
I did. Oopsie.
Here's a new unshuffled deck.
Yeah, I'm doing terrible. Thank you for asking.
It's worth noting in real life it's a lot harder to accidentally shuffle your deck, but a lot more difficult to give player a new ordered deck. Anyways,
it's not like when you shake your cards violently, they just automatically shuffle in fear of your aggressive shaking.
Yes, that happens in Tabletop Simulator, but not in real life. So you're going to start the round by drawing 3 cards, and typically you'd randomly choose a start player, but I'm just going to be a start player just so I can first show everybody what needs to be shown. So draw your 3 cards, and I've got this set up that I can zoom into my play area here. And off to your in the center of the table, you'll see there's a little reference card, a player aid, that's going to tell you the steps of a research turn. So the first part of every research turn is you optionally may redraw your hand. I'll get into the specifics of that later, but basically if you don't like your hand, for a small penalty, you can shuffle into your deck and draw a new one. Typically, with the hand of cards we have, you do that. This is not a very good hand of cards, but for the purpose of the tutorial, we're going to keep this hand of cards. Next, you can play any number of reference abilities from your hand. We don't have any of those, so we're going to skip over that for our first turn as well. And then step 3, this is the main part of every turn. You're going to document a single monster from your hand. And documenting is how you score discoveries. So you can see in the top left of every card, there's little discovery icons on the card. So like the hearts, the blue fundamental, the double helix, DNA, and then the light bulbs are novel discoveries. And so it's worth noting every discovery that you see there is worth 2 recognition at the end of the game, and ultimately you're trying to get as much recognition as possible. But each type has some bonuses, and so I'll mention that now. The novel discoveries, so the orange discoveries, they can score you 2 bonus points, so 2 in addition to the base 2 points that they always provide, if you have the most fundamental discoveries between all of us at the end of the round. And then obviously the fundamental discoveries is what allows you to score the big bonus points on the orange. And then finally, the pink popular discoveries always score 1 bonus point. So whenever you're, documenting things in your paper and choosing which discoveries you want, you're going to be looking at what other players have. You're going to decide whether you're going to be racing them on blue to get those orange points. If you're already in the lead, maybe you want more orange, or play it safer with the pink discoveries. So anyways, step 3 of the turn, which is where we were, you by default get to document 1 monster into your paper. So you're going to choose a single monster from your hand and document into your paper. And so like on my turn here, I'm going to say, let's add this Kroiklutz into my paper. And so basically now I've scored those 2 discoveries. They don't do anything right at the moment, but at the end of the round, I'll get the bonus points for them. And then at the end of the game, I'll get the base 2 that every discovery is always worth. The next part of the turn is you discard everything you didn't document. So in this case, we just discard the rest of our hand. And then draw, so refill your hand. And so by default, you draw 3. And so I will do that now, draw 3. And that concludes my turn. So I guess we'll go clockwise around the table. I'll go over to Ray's perspective here. And you can then play out your first turn, which again, you're just sort of following what I did for the first 3 turns of the tutorial.
Yes.
And I guess it's worth mentioning, you flipped over your reference to the other side, and this gives a little more information on the scoring at the end. So whoever
was actually there when I got here.
Oh, okay. Well, it's flipped to the other side. There's a side that has the publishing on it, the published scoring, like how you score points at the end of the round, and then there's also the research phase side on the other side of it. But I guess I have to show the viewers myself. It's worth noting. So the player with the most fundamental, the most blue discovery, scores 2 bonus points for every orange. The players with the least, they score 0, and everyone else scores 1. So basically, highest is 2, middle is 1 bonus point, and then last is no bonus points. However, these are not friendly. If there is a tie for first, none of them get the first place bonus. And if there's a tie for last, everyone who's tied for last gets 0. So keep that in mind when you're deciding what discoveries to add to your paper. So yeah, go ahead with your turn then.
Okay, so if I'm correct, and just remember this as well, we start with any reference ability as I have, or else I wanted to redraw my hand.
So yeah, typically you first could start with redrawing your hand. For the purpose of this tutorial, you're just going to sort of follow what I did. So don't. Normally you would redraw this hand. It's not a good hand. But to teach the game, for the time being, don't do the redraw.
Yeah, I was just speaking my thoughts out loud.
Yeah.
So I can choose one monster. Since I don't have any cards in my hand that have reference abilities, all I can do now is document a monster.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'm going to do that and document the Galasher. This fun little guy.
Okay, great.
And from there, I discard my hand. Boom, and draw 3 new ones.
Perfect. All right.
Pass turn.
And I will move over to Adigal's perspective. It's worth noting, when I say perspective, I'm moving over to their top of their play area. For viewers, you are seeing my hand, not theirs, at the bottom of the screen, because TTS shows you your own hand at the bottom of the screen. I saw you draw at the start of your turn. Just note, you always you draw at the start of the round, and then you always will draw at the end of your turn. So you'll never start your turn by drawing cards unless you do the redraw option, in which case you'll shuffle your hand into your deck and then redraw the amount you shuffled in. But we'll get to that.
Okay. I'm gonna make like you and also play a Kroiklutz.
Perfect.
And then for discard, are we putting them anywhere specific on here?
This is the discard pile here, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Coming back to my turn here. And so now we got some cards with some actual abilities. That first turn I was just sort of showing the basics. There were cards that didn't have any abilities, but now everything you're going to see in your deck now has abilities. First, we could optionally redraw. This is a great hand, so we're not going to do that. The second step of your turn is reference abilities. And we do have a reference abilities, so we're going to use that. So to use a reference ability, you just move the card into your reference area here, and then you activate its effect. In this case, it says move a card in your hand to the top of your deck. And for the purpose of the tutorial, we're going to move this Bleo that we have in our hand to the top of the deck. And normally you wouldn't show the other players that, but again, for the tutorial, we're just all, I'm showing you everything, all the steps that's happening. But it would go straight from your hand to the top of the deck, so other players wouldn't get to see it. And then that's all. You can use any number of reference abilities per turn, but that's the only one we had. So let's move into the document step. We're going to document Wizant. And Wizant has a doc ability, which means this activates when you document it into your paper. And its ability is -2, and then that's the refill cards icon. And so what this means is during this turn, we're going to refill to 2 fewer cards. So instead of drawing 3 at the end of the turn, we're going to draw 1. And typically this is a benefit because we have a deck. We start with a deck of 14 cards, and when that deck depletes, that's the end of our round. We can no longer keep adding things into our paper. So by drawing fewer cards, we get more turns and thus can usually document more Monstas. And that's not always true. Sometimes you do want larger hands of cards, and we'll see as the game progresses why that's sometimes the case. But typically, drawing fewer cards is a benefit, and that's why you'd want to play this Wizant. Okay, and then so discarding cards, we didn't document the Sapple key, so it gets discarded. And that's sort of how the references work. You get their abilities, but you don't get any discoveries from them. And then finally, we refill our hand, and because Wizant reduced our refill by 2 this turn, we just draw a single card from our deck. All right, over to Raise.
Okay. So I'm just going to adjust with the Galashers just real quick.
Yep. Yeah. The position of things in your paper doesn't matter. It looks like it can hold 8 things.
Space functionality.
You can hold more than 8. There's not limited by space. It's just a place to put things you've already documented.
I'm as well going to reference a Sapple Key, and I am going to.
I would say
this card.
For clarity, though, do put reference cards in the reference area.
Right. Here, he goes into this little home there.
You can sort of slightly off the side of the mat is sort of the idea. And in the physical game, these are like neoprene mats. For viewers that might be interested in what this looks like in real life.
So I placed a one. Let me see the word. Yeah, moved a card from the top of my hand, from my hand to the top of the deck. So now I'm going to.
And I for the tutorial, I'm going to recommend that you do the other way around. Oh, don't flip that.
Yeah. What do you mean? Sorry.
Document or put the Bleo on top of your deck and document the Wizant. It's going to mess up the tutorial if you do it this way.
Okay, I like my play, but
I think you won't. Okay. You'll see why. You'll see.
I liked my play. So I can see why, though. I'm assuming this is a little thing. But I will play. Yeah, no, I'm a dumb butt. You're right.
The viewers will see in a moment why you definitely want to do it this way.
Yeah, no, it is. Now I'll redraw my hand because I documented that, and I'll draw one fewer.
Perfect. Over to Adigal.
My hand now.
I guess I am also doing that.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're just all sort of following the motions, but the next turn is sort of the last turn where we do this.
I'm a little jet lagged still.
Huzzah.
All right, and draw your one card. Perfect.
Wow, I wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Back to me. So, our third turn here. We're not going to redraw. This is a great hand. We don't have reference abilities, so we're just going to straight into document a monster. We just have this one card in our hand. Document Bleo. Bleo's document ability is if you have 0 cards in hand, +1 blue discovery. So +1 fundamental discovery to me. So we're going to grab one of these discoveries. You normally have a pile of these in the center of the table. They're in bags to keep them organized in Tabletop Simulator, but those bags are not part of the game in real life. So add one of these blue discovery tokens into Bleo, and you see each monster has spaces for discoveries. And I guess I'll just note this is an example of a very efficient turn. So on our first turn, we had 3 cards. We turned those into 2 discoveries with the Kroiklets. On our second turn, we had 3 cards. These 3 cards right here: Wizant, Bleo, and Sapple Key, and we turned those 3 cards into 5 discoveries. You can see here by comboing their abilities in an efficient way. So that's sort of the idea with the game is when you're first constructing your deck, and then when you're playing it, you're trying to find these combos to get as many discoveries per card as you can with your deck. Because really, your cards and then the number of times you can document cards are the resources that you're managing the most in the game. Okay, there's nothing I didn't document this turn, so I don't discard anything. And then to end the turn, I refill, and again, default refill amount is 3, so I draw 3 cards. All right, over to Raise.
Okay, mine's going to be pretty quick. I'm going to the same move where I document a Bleo because I only have the 1 card in my hand, and since I have no cards in my hand now, I get to add a... Remind me what the term was.
That is a fundamental discovery. It's fine if you call them blue. That's what most players do.
I need to know the right words. I'm out of cards in my hand, so don't discard, but now I will draw for next turn.
And I guess I should mention the theme of the discovery. So novel is like a new discovery. That's groundbreaking discovery. The scientific community will only trust you if you have a lot of fundamentals to back up your novel discoveries. And that's sort of the idea, is that you need to have the most fundamental for people to trust your novel discoveries.
That makes total sense.
That might help remember why you're doing the different discoveries.
All right. Also playing up Leo, getting a fundamental and drawing 3 cards.
Okay, perfect. And now this is when the game really begins. So in our 4th turn here, we drew a hand of all reference abilities. Now, you can play as many reference abilities as you like during your turn, and you can document cards that have reference abilities. You don't get their reference abilities when you document them. And in this case, all these cards only have a single discovery on them. So all we would get when documenting one of these cards is just a single discovery, and that's not very good. So really, we'd prefer to have any other card in our deck. And this is a great opportunity to use the redraw option at the start of the turn. So that's what we're going to do. So to redraw, first you have to take one of these redraw tokens. and that just sort of goes in your paper somewhere. That's going to be worth -2 points at the end of the game. But remember, or -2 recognition, every discovery is worth 1 recognition. So if I can get at least 1 additional recognition, or at least 1 additional discovery in this turn by redrawing, I'm at least breaking even by taking that token. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to try and take my hand here. I'm struggling to select my entire hand. Shuffle these back into the deck, and then draw the same number I shuffled in. And at this point, everyone's going to be on their own. I'm going to play out the turn and sort of explain what I'm doing for the viewers here. So first, I can play any number of reference abilities. So I guess first of all, I'll show the viewers this card. And so it's going to allow me to retrieve a card from my discard pile. Just seeing whether there's anything in here that I would like. I'm definitely going to be playing this card because it's my only dock ability this turn. It's just a question of how I'm going to use my reference abilities. Okay. Let's use the Sapelkey. I think this is sort of the more correct play. The Chrysaper, you'll see next turn when I use it, is sort of cheating right now. So I'll use Sapelkey, and I'm going to, with Sapelkey's ability, move this card on top of my deck. I am then going to document, so moving on to the document step, document Revelopus. I'm going to grab a card from my discard pile and put it on the top of my deck. And I'm going to choose to put Galasher on top of my deck. All right, that's my turn. I discard the Sapelkey, and I refill with 3 cards.
Okay.
Go ahead.
On my turn.
Yep.
I'm not as kind. I'm going to reference my Crasper.
I will just warn you, if you don't redraw this hand, you have very few reference abilities in the remainder of your deck. You have all your reference abilities in your hand right now, so you're gonna be out them if you don't redraw right now. That's the intent is that you redraw right now because.
Okay, I thought you said that we were on our own.
Well,
so.
After you redraw, you're on your own. So just the first step of the turn is redrawing is part of the tutorial. But then
okay, understood.
Yeah, you're on your own.
It's the thing. Adago likes to code, and I like to break his code. And this is a good view of it. I tend to break things. So I did so. Whoop.
To be fair,
one.
I do specifically ask him to break it.
I'm sure when I tested the much earlier versions with you, I appreciated whatever you broke so I could fix them.
So I shuffled them into my deck, sorry?
Yeah. And whenever you redraw, you shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw the same number of cards.
Perfect. Okay. Just tabletop sim it up. Boop. Boop. So now the randomness comes into play.
Yes. Now everyone has a different hands of cards.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, as soon as you
remind me,
have different hands of cards.
I need to look at the symbols on here again. Okay, that's that one.
Oh yeah. So if you flip over to the other side of your reference card here, there's the icons at the bottom. So there's an icon that means immediately draw cards, and there's one card in your deck there that has that. There's a card that means document a monster, and so you sometimes have cards that say like +1 document, and that means during that turn you get to document an additional monster rather than the normal one. And then we've seen on Wizant, there's one that affects your refill amount, and that can also be additional refill. There's cards that cause you to draw more cards at the end of the turn.
I'm going gambling. I'm playing my Bowmakin to draw 3 cards and get an additional document this turn. Then I am going to reference my Crasper and name Sapelkey. So
oh man, oh wow, I wonder if I do have in fact a Sapelkey. It's there you go.
So that means the next month I document this turn.
For the viewers, just so people see what's happening here. Chrysaper, you basically guess a card that's in the next player's hand. And then if you're correct, you get a bonus discovery this turn. Now, because we're playing the tutorial, we know what's in the next person's hand on this turn only. But in the future, people have a random selection of cards, and there's some things you can do to, know that. For example, I use Revelopus on my turn, and so everyone knows that I put a Galasher on top of my deck, and thus it is now in my hand. So Chrysaper is a counter for Revelopus. But yes, normally you'd have to be sort of making an educated guess as to what's in your opponent's hand based on what they've already played.
This is educated. I studied my own hand at the beginning of it. So the next once I document, we'll be able to add an extra fundamental to it. So then I'm going to reference a Sapple key to put a card on the top of my deck.
And just confirming, you have 2 just documents this turn, right? But I think you only have 1 card left in hand, or am I counting?
I have two cards in hand. Okay. That was the wrong card. That was the wrong card that I put there. Okay. Because I am going to now document. Sorry, I have to put the card on top. I'm going to put this card on top. I'm going to document my Tentatan. And I love the phonetic pronunciation on there as well.
I believe you are the reason it has that pronunciation and not something else.
All right, yeah. I didn't think of that specific one, but yeah. Then, I'm going to reveal my Bleo in hand, which has a document ability, and also I get
resolve the Tentatan before you play the Bleo, though, right? Because you actually
that was me just showing it.
Oh, you're just showing it. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So for the viewers, Tentatan has you reveal your hand. If you have any card with a dock ability, you get to add 1 discovery of your choice, whichever type you'd like, to Tentatan. And so in this case, Ray's revealed a Bleo, which does have a document ability, and chose to add.
Choosing to add this one, the orange. The blue is from my.
The blue is from the Chrysaper.
I'm doing a lot of things at once. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's how the game works. You combo things together and do these.
Not sorry. Yes. So revealed this to add the orange, and because I had revealed the Sapple key from a Digel's hand, I got to add an additional blue to my Tentatan. And now I have revealed this. Now I'm going to play it. If I have 0 cards in hand, I add 1 blue to it.
And always one thing I'll note, this sometimes trips people up that are used to other card games. Cards will always refer to themselves with first-person pronouns. In this case, Bleo is saying, like, +1 blue discovery to me. And Tentatan says, +1 discovery to me. So if people are seeing that, that's what that means, is it's the card itself.
Okay. And then I will... I push these before I draw, right? It doesn't fully matter, I don't believe.
The order of things are discard cards and then refill.
Okay, perfect. Discarding it includes from the board, understood. Right. And then draw 3. Pass the turn.
To a Digel.
Okay. I am not going to try to go that hard. I'm going to kind of copy what you did just because I want to see what other cards are in here.
Yeah, that's technically redrawing is part of the tutorial. Then the tutorial ends and you're making decisions for yourself.
I was supposed to take a redraw token, correct?
Yes. Take a redraw token. That's worth -2 points at the end of the game. So there's a penalty to redrawing. You can't just do it whenever you like. Well, you can do it. You can do it at the start of every turn, but there is a penalty for doing that.
Is there a specific place I should put it?
In your paper. There are sometimes cards that care about redraw tokens you've taken in your paper this round. So just, somewhere in the paper.
Ben.
Okay. So my turn, I get to reference the Sapple key, and I'm going to move this card to the top of my deck. And then, does this count as out of my hand?
It is not in your hand. It is in the reference area.
Okay, I'm going to play another Bleo.
Nice. Another classic combo bonus. The Sapple key Bleo combo.
Classic combo, you say.
All right.
And that's what I'll do.
So, I have this reference ability here, Chrysaper. And let me go over here to... So, Raze is the next player in turn order that has cards in hand. And let me see what Raze has already played. Oh, and you've also revealed your deadline. Is that right? You've drawn the last card of your
Yes.
deck? Okay, so I should mention this so everyone knows. So once you reveal your deadline, that's sort of indicating the end of your round. The next time that you have to discard cards, so you go to your discard card step, then the round ends for you. You can't take further turns past that. So normally that will happen one turn after you draw the last card of your deck, because most of the card draw comes from refilling your hand. But if you draw a card in the middle of your turn, like for example in your reference step, and it's the last card of your deck, that means that current turn is your last turn. So Ray's only has one more turn coming up. And
Right. And in summation of that, even if I put cards back on top of my deck, the deadline still hits. Right? Is that kind of a good summary of that? Well, not summary, but
yes,
good.
in fact, you can't put cards back on top of your deck. That's another rule about once the deadline is revealed, you can't put cards back in it.
Understood.
All right. Well, I mean, I sort of by process of elimination know what Ray's has in the hand, so I'm going to name Revelopus, and you can reveal your hand. And he sort of blocked on the TTS thing, but yes, there is a Revelopus in that hand, which means I get the Chrysipher bonus this turn. I'm then just choosing which card I want to document here. And I think here is where I want to just, again, check what other players have to see whether I want to race people on blue. Okay, that looks like a losing battle over here on Ray's board.
Yeah.
But I maybe can get second place because Daigle doesn't have many at the time being. You know what?
I thought that intimidation tactics are genuine strategies in this game.
I'm going to continue just going for the popular discoveries for this round. I think I'm going to, for the time being, accept that I'm not getting the bonus points on novel. So yeah, I'm just documenting Oblio. I did have a Galasher still in hand, so I don't get the bonus point or the bonus recognition from its dock ability. I got that fundamental from guessing correctly with Chrysipher. All right, I refill, and it is then your turn.
Okay. So currently, since it is on my deadline, I can no longer put anything back on top of my deck. So even if I were to reference this Sapple key, it don't do nothing. So that's a question I should ask.
You can play it and it
Am
does
I
nothing.
still? Thank you. That's
Yeah.
the question. So I'll play it just for funsies, and then I will document my Wizant.
Yeah,
So I draw 2 fewer cards on my next turn, which I don't have.
And for full clarity on how that works, you always do as much of an effect as possible. And
Yes.
effects are not optional unless they say you may. So that's just, that's how effects work in general. And
Now
I believe
my
that's
discard
everything.
step.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Boom, whoop. Boom, boom.
All right.
That's all.
Yep. Yeah, Daigle, you can go ahead.
Yep. I'm just thinking about what I want to do because I got this Chrysipher. So if I can guess something you have, I might be able to make something happen.
And at the time being, we all have the same deck of cards. So if you want to see sort of what you have and what I don't have in play,
Yeah.
you can look at my discard pile. Discard piles are public.
So basically, if you get it wrong, it's your fault here.
You're not guaranteed. I have one card in deck, and you could guess that one. Even if you went through all the motions, there's still a chance. And I didn't do anything last turn that gave you information about what's in my hand. So
yeah, that's my concern.
So don't screen cheat.
I'm not playing that. I actually clicked
I
away.
suppose you can do that.
Stream. Yeah, I clicked away from the stream though, because that's no fun. I'm gonna guess you're sitting on one more Sapple key.
All right, and I will reveal my hand like this to you.
No dice.
All right.
Okay. So that didn't work out. That's fine. I am going to play this Wizant. So I get 2 viewer cards that I draw during my refill step. And I'm going to discard everything else. And draw 1 card.
All right. So I only have 1 card left in my deck. I guess it makes sense. I think yes. Oh well, no, it doesn't make sense because I think you're correct in saying that was a Sapple key. I think Sapple Key is the final card to my deck.
I was right, just at the wrong time.
yes, you correctly guessed something that could be in my hand, and it just happened to be the one that wasn't.
Unless this was a big old mind game to make you think Sapple Key is there.
I'll have
Purpose with this save.
I'll have my final turn this turn, so I'm going to use the Bomakin to draw the final card in my deck, and the viewers can see it was indeed a Sapple Key. Bomakin will, and so I've revealed my deadline, so this is my last turn now, because I'm going to discard, once I discard cards this turn, it's done. But Bomakin's going to allow me to document one additional monster this turn. First, I'm going to document a Tentutan. I am revealing my hand. The Wizant is the important thing to reveal there because it has a document ability, which means I can grab a discovery of my choice. And again, I think I already sort of accepted I'm not going to have the most or even second most fundamentals, so I'm going to just grab the safe popular discovery on that Tentutan. And these are still in my hand. My second document from Bomakin, I'm going to document that Wizant. Its ability doesn't really matter because this is the end of my documents, or my end of my turns. And then I just discard these, and I am done for the whole round. So I think we're just back to Idagal for as many turns as it takes for you to deplete your deck.
Which is only going to be one, because I have one card in my hand, and its reference ability lets me draw 3 and play an extra. Does that happen now, or does that refer to the next turn?
This is the draw icon. So there's 2 different icons. There's one for immediate draw, and there's one for refill amount. So you can see, like on Wizant, that's the refill amount one, and on Bomakin, that's the immediate draw one.
Okay, so and then I get to play an extra card this turn. Correct?
Yep.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That would have been cool, like, in a different return order.
Don't forget that redrawing, I mean, it's too late now, but redrawing is always an option at the start of the turn.
No, you'll understand why when I play my cards.
Oh, no, this is going to work. This is going to work. Do you have Chrysiper is the thing you're thinking about, right?
Huh?
You have a Chrysiper in hand, is correct?
No, I do not.
Oh, no, that was last turn. Okay. Maybe it won't work. There's a neat thing you can do with Chrysiper if you're the last player with Chrysiper.
And both of it, so full context, because you're going to see them both in 5 seconds anyway. Both of the cards I have in my hand let me put a card on top of my deck. You'll notice I have no deck anymore, so they're both effectively useless.
Yes.
So it really just comes down to which cards do I play to maximize my points.
Yeah, you get their discoveries regardless. So yeah, and Sapple Key is something you can document up there if you want that particular type of discovery.
I'm thinking blue is a losing battle for me.
I didn't actually realize that.
I can maybe get a third. So I think we're going to go for, well, more accurately, orange is a losing battle, which is unfortunate because I have 2 oranges on the field. So we're going to go for Relevelopus and Bomakin.
Bomakin was played as a reference, so it's not available in your hand.
Oh, I misunderstood that. Okay, so I guess I am playing Sapple Key.
Okay, perfect.
Or whatever.
So then, whoever took the final research turn becomes start player, and so that will matter for next round. And then we're going to go into publish, where we're going to score bonus points for our discovery. So this thing I was mentioning, whoever is the most fundamental is going to score bonus points for their oranges. So I think in this case, Rays, you have the most. So
yeah, I spec'd in early.
Okay, I'm going to give my initial as P, which for Pastor Master, which is how I appear in the Discord server. Just so it's not confused with R for Rays. And then we got A for Adigal.
Brah.
Okay, so Rays, how many you have the most, so you get 2 bonus points for all of your orange discoveries. How many orange novel discoveries do you have?
I have 5.
So you get 10 bonus points. And then between me and Adigal, I have 4. Adigal, you have 2. So I'm getting the bonus points for, or the sort of second place bonus points. I have 4. So if I go back to this view, I give myself 4 because I'm not getting first place, I'm getting second place. and Abigail gets nothing there. And then everyone's going to get bonus points for their popular heart discoveries, so just 1 per. I am getting 8, if I'm counting that correctly.
I have 4.
All right, Nalgal, how many popular?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice. All right, so that's all the bonus points. And again, we're all going to get 2 recognition per every discovery we have in our paper at the end of the game. So at this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take everything that's in your paper and move it to your publications, which is off to the side here. Now in Tabletop Simulator, the way I recommend doing this is drag select everything in your paper, press G to group everything. That will disconnect the cards from the tokens. Then pick up one of the tokens, shake to put those together, and then pick up the stack of cards and put it in your publications.
I would say go back, but I don't have many things, so I can just quickly take them off naturally.
Yeah, I mean, you can just do it manually one by one, but that's the easiest way to do this quickly.
Yeah.
That I have found through many, many tests of this game.
Yes. So to repeat, the end of it, basically the cards that we have documented, they are no longer going there. They're going into our publications.
Yes, cards you had in your paper go to your publications. Any tokens you had in your paper go to the publications, including, and just put it in a pile above, just to keep a nice, and then anything you didn't document this round goes to your leads. And effectively, those are things that you still are capable of researching, and you might want to research them in the future rounds. Okay, so that wraps up the first round, and so we'll jump into round 2. Again, the game is 3 rounds total, and now that we're into the second round, we're going to be playing the full round where you actually make your hypothesis, constructing your deck at the start of the round. So the first part, every round, we pull out a new realm, and so the Tabletop Simulator mod here, we have the 5 realms. In the introductory game, we always use these 3 realms, but in a full standard game, which you can watch a stream tomorrow of that, it's a random selection, random 4 of these 5. So, introductory game, round 2, we always pull in the Twilight realm. Every realm, with the exception of the one we just played with that sort of introduces people to the game, has one special mechanic in it, and that's going to be described on this realm info card. And I'll just summarize it, but like for the players here, it's off to the side if you want to reference it. But let's just grab an example of a card. So these cards have these gray fin abilities. And so fin abilities, if they are in your paper at the end of the research phase, there's an extra phase at the end of the research phase where everyone activates their fin abilities. It goes in turn order after the new turn order is set, if turn order matters. But basically, they're sort of like document abilities. You need to put them into your paper for them to activate. But they all wait until the end of the research phase. So a lot of them, you can set them up further by doing more things in the research phase. And you can do them in any order you choose. So sometimes one might activate another, and thus you'll order it such that you get the best benefit of them. From the players, any questions about fin abilities there? I'll take that as a no.
I'm just reading it again.
Makes sense to me.
For each token he has.
Oh, well. Okay.
So Burum was a token. Like for that one example, it'd be a token.
If you have a Burum, once I deal the cards, and you have questions, let me know. But I'll deal the cards. So everyone's going to get 13 new cards from this this realm. So I'll just deal those out. And then technically these cards are added to your leads. So everything that you haven't documented so far. And then from your leads, you're going to be choosing the 14 cards that will be your deck this round. And I typically recommend just sort of splaying the cards out in front of you. I know some people just like putting them all in one stack and then searching it. Whatever however you feel comfortable looking through your cards, because you're going to just freely choose the 14 that you want in your deck. Additionally, you may choose to add any of these common Monstas to your deck. So they're sort of unlimited available. Because they're always available, if you still have any common Monstas in your leads from the previous round, you can just return them, because if you ever want them again, you just grab them back.
Interesting.
Are there any questions with the hypothesis phase where you're constructing your deck?
None at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to deafen and mute so that I can speak to the audience about what I'm doing and the decisions I'm making here in the hypothesis phase, without bothering you two with a whole bunch of talking that doesn't apply to you.
Okay.
If there is any questions about specific card effects, just type in the in-game chat. I'll see it there, and I can then undeafen and unmute to answer the question. All right, I'm definitely in mute. I'll talk to you soon. All right, what do we have here? So what I like to do is just, deal these cards out here to sort them. Oh, one moment. We're going back. Okay, I am unmuted. What is...
I want my cards.
What?
I dropped my cards off the table.
They appear right above you.
Oh, okay. My hand was blocking it. Yay! Thank you.
Okay. Okay, muting again. All right. So, as I was saying, I like to just sort my cards here just to sort of take inventory of what I have. And then based on that, we can put together a strategy for the round. All right. And so, I mean, I'm used to playing the standard game, where you have a lot more cards because you always have basically one additional realm. So from some sort of, this is sort of a limited selection than what I'm used to, but we'll make it work. And everyone can, the viewers can see the standard game tomorrow. There's going to be a stream of the standard game with some playtesters that know the game quite well. I guess the first thing I'm seeing here is we've got 2 Gelatods. So Gelatod it's 3 discoveries by default, and that's pretty good. There's not many monsters that have 3 discoveries with no questions asked. However, its fin ability is a detriment. It says discard a monster in your paper. And so, you get Gelatod, you get a lot of discoveries, and then you lose another monster. However, we also have these Gorgobactids here, which have no discoveries. So discarding them is fine. You're not losing anything discarding them. And Gorgobactin's abilities, you may document. So when you document a Gorgobactin, you may document a monster that has exactly 1 printed discovery icon on it. And then you actually draw 1 fewer on the turn that you do that. So I think from our initial selection of cards here, I think that's definitely going to be the basis that I'm going to build this deck around. We're gonna try and get both these Gelatods down, and they're really efficient as far as having a lot of discoveries. And then we're gonna document a Gorgobactin for each of them so they can eat the Gorgobactins and we don't lose anything. That's I think the basis of our strategy here. Now, of course, the Gorgobactins, they need a monster that has exactly 1 printed icon to get full use of them. Otherwise, we're just documenting a monster that does nothing. So our options are Burham, these Yobbles, and then we got a bunch of reference abilities, but I mean, we don't really want to be documenting these because they don't give us any additional benefits. Whereas these, if they're in our paper at the end of the round, they are giving us a benefit. So Yobble, it adds 1 discovery to a monster in our paper at the end of the round. So this is effectively like 2. It's only has 1 printed icon, but it really is going to give us 2 at the end. So I like that. And then Burham is for every discovery which is referring to the Burham, add a matching discovery token to the Burham. So it basically doubles all discoveries. So if we can add more discoveries to the Burham, that's going to... They're all going to double. And since Yobble can add a discovery to any monster, that's looking like a combo right there. Okay, so what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's a good basis. That's going to be like our strategy. That's how we're going to make points. Now, one other thing to consider. We've got a lot of novel research here. And we need the fundamentals to back those up. Now, Yobble can each give us a fundamental, and we might be able to double those on Burham. But I'm tempted to grab these Dia Caches as well. Like, each opponent removes a token from a monster in their paper, so if other people are, like, using Chrysaper or Bleos again or something, Dia Cache is nice because it can remove some tokens from them. But more importantly, Dia Cache gives us just some some discoveries. The thing we need to be careful about, though, is, you know, what if we draw both Gelatons in our hand together? That's going to be sad, because then we only get one Gelaton, and that's sort of the basis of our strategy. Which is making me think we want a little more consistency. You know, ways to order cards, like Sapulki, basically what Sapulki was doing for us last round. Sapulki is usually what you turn to for that. But if we're playing Gorgabactin a lot, we're going to only have 2 card hands, and then Sapulki is sort of useless in a 2-card hand. It's just like, in the other hands, it's nice to have. We can pull these Keetles. These are the common monsters. And so Keetle is typically worse than Sapulki because it draws a card, so you're not actually getting the benefit of like delaying your deadline. You're going, it's neutral. You draw a card and then you put a card back on top of your deck. But with Gorgabactin in 2-card hands, it might be better than Sapulki. So if I run all of these, and that would mean I run 3 Keetles, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 3 Keetles. I mean, the other thing is there's no way I'm documenting all these things. That's the problem. Like, you know, I got 1 document every turn. I'm going to have maybe 6 turns. Yeah, the die caches are actually a little dicey with only, because I have so many other things I want to document. Okay, we're maybe just going full value. We're going to hope that we can get at least second on the blue. We're not going to try and go for first. And then if not, again, every discovery is worth 2 points. So that's good. So I think, yeah, we forget the die caches because we don't have the means of documenting that many monsters. And I will note, like, I mean, I know the game well, so I'm talking a little, you know, I'm thinking about a lot of things that I'm sure the other players aren't thinking about. But you know, giving people an idea of what decisions you could be making during the deck construction step. Okay, so I think this is what I want to do. 2 more Keetles, a Chrysiper. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Did I count? I think I counted that Keetle twice, or that Chrysiper twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. That's 5. This is 13. I don't want more Keetles. Drawing 2 Keetles together is also really bad because you don't want to document these. And I'm afraid adding 1 more is gonna make things rough for me. Okay, so I think, sure, I'll add in 1 die cache. And then that just gives me some choices during the round if I want to pivot and grab more fundamental I can. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We will use this as our 14 card deck, and we'll undeafen ourselves and see if the others are ready.
It doesn't let me.
All
now
right.
is it? Now it is, and now it's not. There we go. Now that we all did together. Sorry, we were having a little bit of a tabletop sim glitch.
Okay. I've constructed my deck. I don't know if other people are ready. Take your time if not. There's
Ready to have a pretty good time.
I'm ready to see how this is going to go, because it's going to be weird. I'm gambling a little bit on this.
All right.
Still gambling.
One thing to note, this is a token that should be in your publications because it's from last round.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I remembered it, looking at it. I'm like, hold on.
There is one card that you might have had that removes tokens from your paper, like removes these, and you can't remove the ones that you got in previous rounds. It's only the current round, and I guess we'll see that if it happens. So shuffle up your deck because we're into a real round now. Look at these. I do
what
not.
in the Beyblade?
All right, and draw 3 for your starting hand. And start player is Adigo, so we'll hop over to your perspective and see what you do.
Okay. It's going to get a bit funky. I think we're going to start with this Yobble. Yobble dobble do. I'll discard these two because what else am I going to do with them?
I mean, you could redraw. You still had the option of redrawing there if you think you have.
Yeah, but I liked
all right.
playing the Yobble. I think it'll work fine for now.
All right, and then to me. So I'm gonna play this Keetle, which draws me 1. Then I can set some stuff up here. I guess as I was mentioning to the viewers, this was sort of I wasn't planning on documenting this diet cache anyway, so I'm going to save that for next turn, and maybe it pairs up with the thing that I want it to pair up with. And I'm going to just document big old Gelatod. Discard diet cache, discard Keetle, draw 3, to you raise.
Okay, originally I wasn't too psyched about my hand, but then I thought, should I discard it? And then I looked at it again, and I think that I could actually do some fun stuff with this. So I'm going to start out by referencing a Bowmakin.
Bowmakin is the card that you sometimes can do fun things with, but you never know because you don't know what you're going to draw.
I said I was gambling, I'm going to gamble. So I draw 3. And let me just take a little peeky boo. Yeah, this is very interesting. Okay. I'm going to do something very strange with this. I am going to... So I get 2 documents this turn, correct?
Bowmakin is giving you an additional 1, yeah.
Yeah, currently as it stands, I get 2 documents. So what I'm going to start by doing is referencing my Flixothrix.
And for everyone, that is going to add an additional fundamental discovery to every monster that is documented this turn, and then increase refill by 1.
Mm-hmm. Then I am going to as well reference my Flixothrix.
All right, double Flixothrix.
Uh-oh, it's the combo combo.
Now I'm going to yes, document my Gorgibactin, which has, you may document a monster that has exactly 1 printed research icon. That is the term, right? For some reason, my brain went...
Discovery is the...
Discovery, that's the right term. And with that, I'm going to document, with the ability of my Gorgibactin, I'm going to document my Burrum, and with my additional document for my Bowmakin, I will document this Sapple Key.
Nice.
And I only have 1 additional draw next turn, because through my 2 Flixothrix, I got +2 draw start of my turn, turn at the start of my draw step, but due to my Gorgibactin, I have -1.
Yep.
So now, resolving all the shenanigans, all of these get 2 additional fundamental science tokens.
Yep.
Yay.
That was quite the turn.
Thank you.
Impressive.
And
let's see.
We'll see if it does anything.
I guess the remainder of your turn is just, doing the upkeep, so I'm going to go on to the next player here.
All right, I have a clarification question.
And draw 4.
So, if it says that I have to do a thing at the start, but I can't do that thing, do I still get to do the rest of the things?
Yes, yeah. Do as much as possible.
Okay, cool. So, this is going to get a little bit goofy. I got to think about how I want to do this. We're going to... Hold on. Do I need to... I play reference before I play monsters?
Yes, you have to play any reference abilities you want to play before you document.
That's how that makes that work. Okay. Interesting.
I think I realized what you were maybe thinking, and Brimvello, typically you can't cheese it without ending your whole turn.
Yep, all good. I gotta think about what I'm doing then. I might need to take a reshuffle. That would not be fine. Because these are kind of going to self-sabotage each other pretty aggressively. I'm gonna shuffle. I'm gonna shuffle up. Ah! Okay. Fine, sure. Whatever.
And you can put back the card you discard. So I guess first for viewers, Brimvello causes you to discard a card in your hand, and then you move a card in your hand or from your discard to the top of your deck. And did you discard a card?
I'm about to.
Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, that works. That doesn't seem bad. Seems like a reasonable turn.
That's a pretty good trade. And then I get an extra draw
Yes,
as well. So.
Brimvello increases your refill by 1.
All right, so I will now draw 4.
All right, it's over to me. I'm going to start off with this Keetle because we got some things we can maybe set up. Aha! Perfect, perfect. This is why we put the Keetles in our deck. Okay.
I got boned again.
So, Keetle drew a card. I drew that card, and then it allows us to move a card in our hand to the top of our deck. I'm going to move this card to the top of the deck. Going into documents, I'm going to document a Gorgabactin. I may document a monster with exactly 1 icon. I'm going to document a Yobble. I discard everything and then just draw 2 because of the Gorgabactin reducing the refill by 2. All right, over to you.
Okay. So, very interesting thing. I think I'm moving some things around, making some big old moves here. Because I think what I'm gonna want to do. I just have to double check something real quick. That's that many. Let me see what y'all got on boards. I think right as it stands right now, unless someone else has an explosive turn, I'm pretty untouchable on fundamentals.
Do remember
I know
that
they can change very
can,
quickly.
Can generate a lot.
Yes.
Now you already are going to be generating 2 from your own Burrow there.
Yeah, as it stands, I already have
but,
8, so I'm just looking at what
be wary
I don't worry about getting too many more of them right now.
I think Adigal has the Yobble Burrow set up here, so that's basically 2 of any discovery type, which I guess we'll see in the Fin phase.
So I would like to start with my Sapelkey to reference it to a card from my hand on top of my deck. Oops, you didn't see that?
See what?
Exactly. And then that's that many, so I'm just trying to think. Between these two, or what some of the cards that I put in there were. But I think that's right. I'm going to then just document my own Yobble. And then I'll end my turn.
All right. Over to Adigal.
I got boned again, and I feel like if I tried to play another thing, even though I technically can, it's just gonna like.
I mean, if it makes you at least 1 additional discovery, it pays itself off. That's sort of what you're assessing.
True. I think I'm still gonna just go for it. So I'll play the Tricobra, and that'll be it.
All right. Over to me. Now this isn't an ideal hand, but I think I'm just going to document that because I don't know if we're actually going to do better. So yeah, just documenting a Gelotod. discarding the Gorgabactin from hand, drawing 3, over to raise.
Sorry, my brain for some reason that was the third Gelatide you had, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" You just got an army of big boys. Now I'm going to take a redraw token and scuba dive all my guys back into my deck.
Scuba dive.
Yeah,
We're not playing with the
I'm trying it out.
Monstas yet.
Trying a new turn mode, new card. What do you
Not
think?
with that attitude.
Okay. I can only do that once per turn, correct? Or can I do it more than once?
Once per turn, yeah. Once per turn.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. Unfortunate, but the reality. I drew the exact combo that would make no help for me this turn. So just going to document the untooth.
All right. And again.
Big money, no whammies. Okay. First, I'm going to reference Brimvello, discard this Gorgabactin. And here's where it gets a little bit funky. I have multiples, so because this is the card that I'm putting at the top of my deck, essentially.
Okay. Discard the Gorgabactin and put the Gorgabactin on top of your deck. Yeah.
Correct. I have another Gorgabactin in there, so if it's restricted that way, we're just going to pretend I'm fully different. I'm going to then reference
It
my
is not.
Lomacon.
Just to be clear, you do them in order. So you first discard a card, then you move any card in your discard pile. Yeah. Oh.
You draw 3 cards. And I swear, gosh dang it.
Oh, yeah. You're allowed to know your deck amount, just so you know. But this is all good.
I know, no, that's not what the gosh dang it was.
Oh, you just forgot.
I'm not playing this. I am because I can, but I am going to show it. So the Gorgabactin lets you play any monster that has exactly 1 printed icon. Unfortunately, I pulled monsters with no printed icons.
What a coincidence. I did the same thing last turn, but with monsters that had 2 printed icons.
So, technically speaking, I only get to play those 2. This is going to suck.
Did you have any other cards in hand?
Yeah, another Gorgabactin. I'm so glad you asked. I regret so much.
Putting the Gorgabactin on top, yeah, maybe wasn't
unnecessary. Yes, I agree. That's my turn because I can't do much else.
It's worth noting, you don't like if the Gorgabactin's not going to do anything for you. You don't have to document it. And if you document it, it gets published, and then you won't have it for next round. So typically, if you're not going to do anything, do you want a further tip here on this turn?
Sure.
Oh wait. Actually, it doesn't matter because your whole hand had nothing. I guess there's also an argument this Dragobraw's not doing much for you. Because I think the only way... so Yobble's going to add one to Burham, right? And then this Dragobraw's going to add one to Burham. And Burham can hold a maximum of 5 icons. Like 5 additional tokens here.
Oh, that is relevant because I put 2 onto my Sapple Key earlier.
And, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
interesting.
So, taking a bit of an economy round, then you're not gonna you'll have a lot of cards saved up for the final round, and you'll score what you can from this.
What a turn! What a turn, everyone!
So
such is life. We live and laugh.
I am going to Chryscyper, and I'll just check what has been played so far here. I think what I'm going to call is Gorgabactin. If you can reveal your hand raise and show whether there is a Gorgabactin in it.
I can reveal my hand and show you that there is... there's a Gorgabactin, just kidding. Oh, what the heck? Oh, wait.
I think I've seen both cards. It's a Yobble and a Burham.
It's a Yobble.
All right, perfect. So, I do not get anything from that Chryscyper. Now, I mean, I guess Burham is the thing I'm going to document. I think that's just the best play. Because actually, I know, yeah. I mean, I remember that I have one more of a certain card in my deck. So I think I'm going to grab that Burham. All right, I draw 3, and then it's over to you.
Okie dokie. I don't got a lot I can do this turn, so I'm just going to do what I can because I revealed my deadline last turn. I'm going to document a Yobble. That's it.
All right. And you've met your deadline, so you're done. And back to me. Here, so yeah, I have 2 Gelatods, so I still need another Gorgabactin to allow them to eat. So Gorgabactin, which allows me to document a Yobble, and that will be everything from me, and I don't play that Keetle. Is that everyone's deadline met? Everyone's round ended? Okay, perfect. So I become start player because I took the final research turn. I then will be activating my Fin abilities. Here, let me zoom in to the correct length here. I guess first thing, let me activate both my Gelatods. So discard a monster in your paper, I'm going to discard this Gorgabactin. Discard a monster in my paper, I'm going to discard this Gorgabactin. And then I'm going to do the Yobbles next. Let me just see. I get to choose which type of discovery I want, so see what I'm up against here. Okay, well, I do want those orange points. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the first place ones. Those are already locked in by Rays here. But I think to guarantee that I get the orange points, I got to take all fundamental discoveries. Otherwise, Adigal could tie me by adding 1 to burn with Yobble and then doubling it. And then I lose out on a bunch of points if I'm tied, because I get 0 bonus points per orange rather than 1. So I'm going to secure it. I'm going to add, with both of my Yobbles, they're both going to add a fundamental discovery to Burham. And then Burham, for each discovery it has, which is pink, blue, blue, add a matching one. So blue, blue, pink. That is all of my Fin abilities. Rays, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to activate my Yobbles first to add, because, yeah, I'm not contested. There's no way that anyone can catch up to me in terms of fundamentals. So I'm just going to move these just because they're a little stuck. I'm going to put 2 of these orange boys on my Burham.
And just remember, Burham can only hold...
Oh, wait. Oh, right.
So you can add 1 to like double it and then remove 1. You can discard existing ones when you overshoot. But,
okay. So just looking at this, there's no way...
You do need at least 5, right? Because I have 4. 5 to get the full bonus points.
Yeah, there's no way for Vagel to do that. So let's see. When doing this, one is going to double. I can remove one of the blue ones for it. So putting them both on here still does make sense, because when I remove this, it will double those. Because there's no way for anyone to catch up on me on it.
You get,
so, yeah,
you
I
get
will
the pink as well.
over.
You know that, right? So you're also forfeiting the pink by adding the 1? Okay.
Wait, what? Because no, when I'm
for each discovery it has,
yes,
including
I
pink,
will override my blue when I do it,
and
duplicate both and have this one, I guess, override itself. I don't know.
Yeah, so you're sort of, if you do that, you're sort of missing out on 3 discoveries. But maybe you prefer those 3 to specifically have an additional...
I'm going to get 2 of these, because I get
you'll get 2
1 for each.
Yeah.
And I don't need this one, so why would I take it?
Well, remember, every discovery by default is worth 2. It's
right.
Yeah, so...
But this would get me an extra bit of points on those.
This does give you more bonus points, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
It's currently just still on there.
And then now you're doing the Burham.
Yeah, now I duplicate and whoop. Back in there.
I guess
now
just so the viewers can see how this works. Like do the full
I think I'm cheating. I think I'm cheating.
What do you mean you're cheating?
Because I brought this up earlier, you didn't say anything. Look at my Sapple key.
Oh. Yes, yeah, that should not have 1 on it.
Yeah.
So you actually need
that was for 1.
Yeah.
Yep. So in that case,
whenever you overshoot the number of discovery spaces, you have to discard back down. Yeah.
Yes. So I do need that blue there. So I believe in total, I don't need to duplicate either of the blues. I can do this.
You can just get the pink and the orange, yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
put the other orange somewhere else, yeah.
Yeah, let's put that on this way.
And I think just so the viewers can see how Burham works, let's do the full double and then discard down. So Burham is going to grab
This
pink.
was from my second.
Yeah. So Burham's going to grab pink, fundamental, 2 fundamentals. Yeah, one novel and 2 fundamentals. And I guess, okay. And then the 2 fundamentals are being discarded.
Yes.
All right. Nice. And then Adigal, you get your fun little 3-card combo here.
My itty bitty combo. Okay, so in order to trigger Jagoba's ability, it needs to have 2 separate ones on Burham, which is what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to trigger Yobble first to put. It literally doesn't matter as long as it's not the pink one. So I'll put a fundamental on it just for funsies, I guess. Actually, do the tokens?
They count as discoveries at the end of the game. You are correct in saying I don't think the color matters here because you're not going to get the bonus points for anything.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go for the orange one just to try to be sneaky. Then I'm going to trigger Jagobas to get 2 pinks. And then I'll trigger Burham's. And so I was watching, but does it double in the order they're on there?
It doesn't really matter what order it doubles because it doubles all of them and then you can discard down. But you don't have to discard down because you have 2 additional spaces here. So you're adding, so it started with these. You add 2 popular and 1 fundamental, or sorry, 1 novel.
But I only have 5, so I would be discarding 1.
I'm counting like no, because you're only adding 3 tokens. It had 3 open spaces.
No, I see what you mean. Okay. You're right. I'm dumb. Don't worry about it. Okay, cool. Hooray, we did it.
All right. So then we're going to scoring here. So, Rays, you get your bonus on novel. What will it be? How many do you have?
I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. I'm going to recount that. Yes, I have 8 of the orange boys.
16 bonus points there.
I never said I was good at games.
And then if I check how many I have 8 as well. Need to go here. So, I'm just getting the 8 for being in second there. And then popular discoveries. I have 2. Rays, how many do you have?
2.
And Adigal, how many popular discoveries?
4.
4.
I did it.
All right, so publish what's in your paper, and we'll go into the final round.
This is where the thing you said earlier will help. So tell me what to do, because I have lots of tokens on mine now.
Drag select the entire paper. Press G.
Group them up.
Grab one of the tokens. That will pull all the tokens.
Oh, that all groups them as well. Okay.
Shake them to bring them together.
Yep, group them up.
Yeah. All
Perfect.
Right. So.
And also my redraw token in there.
Yeah. In the third round of the introductory game, we use the condensed realm. So I'll pull some cards out here. Is this? No.
But then we also add our Monstas.
Yes, anything you didn't document goes to your leads. So I'll just pull an example of a card here. Where's Luckamuch? Luckamuch is the best one to show here. Okay. So in this realm, there are cards that have these trait icons. So above the effect box, they'll have a trait. Traits have no innate effects, but there are cards such as Luckamuch here that will care about other cards that have a trait, or care about, well, yeah, in general, they care about other cards that have a trait. In so Luckamuch's case, when you document it, it will add a fundamental discovery to every aquatic monster in your paper. And so the 3 types are aquatic, parasite, although that's probably, parasite's name is probably changing, and burrowing. I guess for this game, we will call it parasite, just letting the viewers know that that's something that's small change that's probably happening in the final game. All right, I will shuffle these up and deal everyone 13. I guess I'll also note the cards are designed such that cards with the same trait naturally work well together. So if you have a bunch of cards with one trait, that can be a basis for a deck by itself. Any questions before I deafen and mutant myself to show the viewers what I'm constructing?
Yes, sorry, because I couldn't see the preview thing when you were showing it. It's just saying immediate document, and so I'm just looking at the symbols, trying to match those up.
It's on the card over here if you want to reference.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you said they typically synergize with each other. I thought you said we're doing aquatic, but then I'm seeing cards.
There are 3 different traits in this realm. I gave an example.
Oh, right. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. All good for me to deafen and mute?
I believe so.
Okay, I will do so. All right, let's see what we have. So I guess one thing that I can mention. So Adagel, because Adagel didn't document many things, Adagel basically has all the cards from the previous round still available. And this is obviously Adagel is going to be behind because of that, but that means Adagel has more options this round, and that sort of acts as a slight catch-up mechanism in the game. Where if you play around and you don't happen, like your deck doesn't really work as well as you're hoping it would, you'll have more options on the next round. And I mean, options can't be bad. They're going to be at least an additional thing that you can consider, and possibly what makes the difference. All right, so yeah, with 3 realms in play now, we've got quite a few options. I guess the first thing to just sort of look at is, because the condensed realm, the new one we just added, has sort of like preset little archetypes here within each of the traits. Let's just see what we have of each trait and see if there's something that immediately jumps out as making sense just with those traits by themselves. All right, I think that's all our ones with the traits, and this one is from the realm as well, but it works a little differently. All right, so we have 4 burrowing cards, and burrowing's archetype is basically stalling. So it has these excants that draw fewer cards. And then it has plults, where if another player's deadline is revealed, so basically if we've successfully played longer than other players, we get a bonus discovery on plult. And we get one of our choice, and that's always nice to be able to, like, after we see what everyone else plays, we can then just fix our board with whichever discovery type we want. We've got 5 aquatic, and so aquatic it's a little hard to describe exactly what it's doing, but it's sort of like a consistency and combo based one. I just realized people are seeing my Steam friends pop up here, aren't they? I should probably disable that. All right. So what we have here is demort. So demort choose up to 2 different traits, document a monster with one, and then document a monster with another. So demort effectively allows us to document 3 monsters in one turn if we set it up correctly. If we have demort plus 2 monsters with 2 other traits in our deck, that allows us to document the demort plus 2 more things. Now the demort doesn't give us any discoveries, but 2 monsters in one turn, that's great. You know, normally we're drawing through a bunch of our deck to do that with Bomakid, but demort doesn't draw any cards, so we can pretty efficiently document things if we set that up. And then Octeach can help us set that up. So Octeach draws a card from our deck, and then if it's the first Octeach we played that turn, and that will be important in a moment, you'll see why, we'll move a card from our hand to the top or the bottom of our deck. So it's sort of like a Keetle that I was playing last round. But then the Octeach moves back into our hand. And so the interesting thing you can do with that is you get to like basically see a hand of 4 cards, or like see a hand of 4 cards, choose one to go back into your deck, and you get to keep the Octeach in your hand. So it can be one of the cards that demort documents. And so this like Octeach and demort together can be a really efficient way to make sure that demort gets its 2 documents. And then we got 3 parasites. So we don't have many of them. We're probably not doing this, but just so people can see what sort of the parasites are doing. They're doing that like a big 1-turn combo. So sort of what you saw Raze do in the first turn last round. So Nonlid has a similar effect to Flixothrix, where you add 1 additional discovery to every monster you document. And then Raxaria allows you to document another parasite monster once you document it. So if you have a bunch of Raxarias in your hand, you can just play them all in 1 turn. And so if you have something like Nonlid that's giving you a bonus for doing so, that can be quite good. All right, and I mean, we should take a note of things we still have from the previous rounds. There's nothing like super big here that jumps out at me. So I think with all that said, what I'm feeling is we go for this demort strategy, where we use Octeach to set up the demorts. And then we just play things that have traits. I think that's what I'm... So yeah, demort just needs things with different traits. So we play a variety of traits in our deck. We play the Octeaches to help set up the demorts. And we just try and document as much of our deck as possible is effectively what we're going to try and do here. So that is 5 cards. 5 cards sort of locked in. And then we're sort of just choosing what we want from here. Now we're going to be documenting multiple things per round. So Nonlid is good for doing that, because it gives us a bonus for doing so. It also is a trait, like, so we can also just document it with demort if we don't draw something better. I guess Raxaria, like, 2 popular discoveries is nice. The reason I'm hesitant to include Exant is because it reduces our hand size, and with demort we don't want to do that. Again, like I mentioned this when we start with the first round, typically reduced hand size gives you more turns, and it's typically good, but with demort we really want to have 3 cards in hand every turn. So I think that just leaves Plalt, and I don't know whether we're going to get the Plalt effect, because, well, we're not going to be drawing through our deck quickly, so we probably could, especially with Octeach. We're going to be able to put it at the bottom of our deck, and then we can sort of make that more consistent. Okay, so that's a good just basis for setting up the demorts and the Octeaches. So 5 and 5, we just need 4 more. And once again, we're sort of in an issue where we don't have fundamental stuff. And we do have quite a lot of novel. And there's an argument to be had that we don't need to worry about scoring the bonus points on novel. We can just try and, like, we're just going to be efficient. We're going to get lots of discoveries, and that might be enough. I guess one thing is Nonlid, its effect adds fundamental, so that's one way of getting a bunch. And we do have a Flixothrix, so let's add the Flixothrix in as well. Yeah, even if like we just draw, like, say something like this, and we just play Flixothrix down. We only have 2 cards left, and I mean that's not great. Preferably with demort you draw more, or you play more, because you can play up to 2 if the condition is met. But playing both demort and Plalt with Flixothrix gives us a bonus fundamental on each, so that's good by itself. I'd be happy if I had that hand. I guess speaking of larger hands, let's grab a Bomakin, because Bomakin just gives us a larger hand. We've got 2 things that want us to play multiple things per turn. Bomakin, I think, is just good here. I mean, it's going to make it harder to activate the Plalt effect, but I think that the benefits of Bomakin outweigh that. Infocell, I guess I'll let people know what Infocell does. So you get to choose a trait, and then all cards, choose a trait and choose a card, and basically all cards with that name have that trait this turn. And so that can, if we have a super large hand, which we might with Bomakin, that can help us set up the demort. It can also help us with, possibly you have a Raxaria turn, like we just draw Infocell, Raxaria, and then like whatever else. We can just say, okay, that other card is Parasite, so that Raxaria can document it. So I think Infocell is just generally decent in this type of deck. So we're going to include that. We just need 1 more. I think I do want to add fundamentals to sort of contest that. Maybe get first place if I have a little more fundamental. So like I'm looking at Diacache or Xcant. So Xcant, we maybe get a free document of it with Dmart, and that's good. Diacache, I mean, it has an effect that commonly will discard a token from someone else, but we won't get it for free like we are the other ones. The problem with Xcant is sometimes that's going to be a detriment, drawing fewer cards. I think I'm going to go with the Diacache. I think that's 14. Great. All right. These will go away, and I mean, this is the last round, so they're going away for good. They will not be researched this game. Okay, I will undef and see where others are at. All right, I am ready. Is everyone else ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Let's shuffle and start the final round. I mean, we already started the final round. Let's start the research phase of the final round.
Oh, boom. Oh, there you go. Oh.
All right. Well, this hand is not doing what I just described to all the viewers we wanted to do. So I'm going to redraw this hand. The main thing there is we had an important card that we want to draw with other things. Like, the hand wasn't terrible, but we had a very important card that we'd prefer to draw with other things, and I think we can do better if we find it later. All right. Well, I guess we're going out, starting big here. We're going to play Bomekin. Draw 3.
Cool.
Okay, there's things to be done here. Octeach. I'm gonna draw 1. Oh, there. This is okay. We got a big thing here. This is gonna be great. Okay, so then we choose something to go back on top of our deck. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna be playing all these, so I'm just gonna speak through what I'm thinking, and you'll see it in a moment. Just so the viewers can see what I'm thinking here. So, Raxaria is going to be able to document our non-lid, and Flixothrix is going to be played, and we're going to get an additional thing for additional blue discovery for everything we document this turn because of Flixothrix. So I'm just seeing, like, what's the maximum number of things I can document this turn. The Octeach is going to come back to our hand, which means that we can use Demort to get both the Raxaria and the Octeach. And we have a bonus document because of Bomekin. The trouble is that we need to put something back on top of our deck. You know what? I think we put the non-lid on top of our deck. Because, okay, sure, we're missing out on the Raxaria document. Oh, we're missing out on the Raxaria document, but then we can sort of do a similar thing next turn if the cards align. And we're going to be drawing 1 additional card because of Flixothrix. All right. They're not supposed to know that I put that on top of the deck. But for the viewers,
What?
I explained it. You heard nothing.
Exactly.
All right. So then I play Flixothrix, which is going to add a bonus discovery to everything I document this turn. And like... Oh, sorry, this goes back to hand. That's part of Octeach's effect, is it goes back to my hand. My first document is just going to be a simple Diacache, and this is a little unfortunate because nobody has anything else to discard, but if you had a discovery token on a monster in your paper, you'd have to discard it. That Diacache gets fundamental discovery for Flixothrix, and then I'm going to, with my second document that Bomekin gives me, I'm going to document a Demort, which gets one of these from Flixothrix, and then its ability is choose 2 traits. I'm going to choose Parasite and Aquatic. I'm now going to document one of those traits, which is going to be Parasite. There's the Parasite. It gets one of these from Flixothrix, and then I'm going to document the other, which is Aquatic. There's the Aquatic. It gets one of these from Flixothrix. And that is my big explosive turn. Because of Flicks with Tricks, I draw 1 additional. I draw 4. Go ahead. Raise.
Okay. I wish I could say that I was able to plan my turn ahead during that time. I was not, because I am going to shuffle those back in.
Ah, yes, that's sometimes how it is.
Yeah, and I'll take one of these to be my reminder, because also this was happening there. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see. As I think through this, Adago, you got to draw your cards.
I did.
Oh, I just can't see where your hand is.
It's there. I don't know.
Oh, they look
There's
invisible.
some
I see that. That's
invisible, yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
did
a tabletop
I
same
might have
thing.
messed
No,
up the import.
That's a tabletop same thing.
No, there's a way to fix that, and I might have messed it up.
Okay, fair enough.
Good to know. I'll be fixing that tonight. So
Okay.
that's not an issue. So it's worth mentioning, we're playing on the public tabletop simulator mod that everyone can access. There's a link on the Kickstarter page. Also a link on the Discord if you're in the Discord. So yeah, everything you see here you can play with online with your own friends. But I will address that issue tonight so that other people do not have the invisible cards in each other's hands.
Okay. So I'm going to take a little risk here. Based on the fact that you didn't... Like, Bomakin is one that I think is a pretty staple take a lot of the time, in my opinion. So I'm assuming that you probably put it back in there. I'm going to ask you to reveal your hand. And if you have a Bomakin in it, I will get to add additional fundamentals, I think. Do you have...
I do not.
How was I supposed to guess any of those? Then I will document Gorky back to... wait, we gotta rewind my brain because it's being poopy. End turn.
All right.
I'm also gonna
We just saw your
reshuffle.
we just saw your hand. This is a great hand. Why are you reshuffling?
Because I can make it more explosive.
Okay.
Listen, you're not wrong. It is a good hand. Actually, you know what? I built the rest of my deck to support this. I am going to play it.
All right.
So I will reference my non-lid to discard the top of my deck. Whoa, not the whole deck. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, that does get revealed, yeah.
And then play a Rexaria. Gets a bonus fundamental. And then I get to play another Parasite monster. So I'm going to play another Rexaria and get another bonus fundamental.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
I mean, 4 cards turning into 6 discoveries, I'd say that's worth it. All right. So what do we have here? All right. Let's see what we can... Okay, we're really hoping to draw... I think, yeah, we made our deck to have a lot of traits in it, so I think we can. We're just going to Octeach and hope for another trait. Okay, that's not another trait. But we can make it work. So then we got to put something back onto our deck. Can we make it work? This Octeach is going to come back to hand. Okay, I think I'm gonna play a little risky here. Okay, so I'm going to put this Infocell on the bottom of my... Well, I don't have to tell other people what it is. I'm putting that card on the bottom of my deck with Octeach's effect. And then the second part of Octeach's effect is it comes back to hand. And I'm actually going to... This is a thing you don't normally do, but I'm really looking for another card here. So I'm going to play Octeach again. So it draws me a card. However, the rest of this effect only happens the first time you play Nocteach in the turn. So I just ignore the rest of the effect. So I just drew a card, but that gave me exactly what I was looking for. I'm then going to play Non-Lid, which discards the top card of my deck. I'm then going to play Demort, and I'm going to, with Demort, name Aquatic and Burrowing. Then I document the Aquatic Monster, and I guess these are all getting 1 token from Demort. And then I document the Burrowing Monster. Does anyone have their deadline revealed? They do not, so I do not get the bonus on Plalt, but being able to grab 2 monsters with Demort is well worth it. Alright, that is my turn. Draw. It looks like I'm already at my deadline. Alright, Raze.
Ooh. You're playing fast and loose.
Yeah, everyone knows what's in my paper already.
You got a lot in there.
I do. Sometimes the cards align that you can play your whole turn or your whole paper in 2 turns. And sometimes you play it slow.
Okay. So I'm going to start with referencing my Nocteach myself. So if I'm correct, I draw a card, and then I can move a card from my hand to the bottom of my deck and move this back to my hand. So I draw 1 card. And this returns to my hand. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those, which is a lot.
I have 9.
9 net fundamental.
Oh wow! When I was constructing the deck, I was telling the viewers like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to have enough fundamentals," and I certainly I did not assess that correctly.
I'm going to reference 2 Flixothrix again.
Oh boy.
Not for near as much payoff as I did that one time. Because now all I'm going to do...
You know that that only has 1 open space on it, right?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, I was thinking that for a second, and I remembered it, and I was like, I'm going to reference one of them because of the way this ended up working. Yeah. Oh, I have to put 1 card on the top from my hand on top or bottom of my deck, actually.
Oh,
so
yes.
I will put
if you play
one of them on there.
I missed the Octeach being played, but yeah.
I'm going to play my Excant, which is going to receive an additional one of these. And then I will finish my turn. So I will now only draw 2 because I drew 1 extra for my Flixothrix, and I draw 2 fewer for my Excant.
Yep. All right. How'd it go?
Forgot to draw. Whoopsie poopsie. Okay. That's unfortunate. Oh wait. Never mind, I can make that work. I'm gonna reference this pattern pill, and so I get to, I believe, draw a card and move a card from my discard to my hand.
Yep.
So I'm actually gonna pull our lovely Non-Lid again.
And you do draw the card first in case that ever matters.
Oh, okay. It does not.
Okay. I was telling the viewers I didn't get many Parasite monsters in my hand, or like what I was dealt for the leads. I can see where all the Parasite monsters ended up.
All right. What do I want to do with this? Because I can make this work. It's just a question of logistics.
I realize I'm losing a lot of the natural light I had initially. Okay, I think it's still looking fine. Unfortunately, my light fixture broke yesterday, so I'm using a stand light.
At risk of shenanigans. I'm also going to reference Brimvelo. Discard a card in my hand. I'm going to discard this plot. And then I move a card from my discard to the top of my deck. I'm going to reference the Non-Lid again. And I'll play this other plot. So because your deadline is revealed,
make sure when you play an on-lid, you discard the top card of your deck. And I don't know if you wouldn't wanted to play the Brimvello in the other order.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. You want really? That Gelotod discarded?
I mean, whatever I did in that order, it would discarded. This just maximizes, I think, the turn.
Well, the other way, you discard first, and then you can choose what's on top of your deck for next turn. Right? I'd say do it the other way. I think it's strictly better, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So this is in your discard pile. You play non-lid first.
And then I discard that.
And you get to see what it is. And now you play Brimvello, and you've already discarded a card, and you get to choose which one's on the top of your deck now, and possibly you want the Dragabra, or possibly you don't.
Nah, I do want to go ahead.
All right.
And then I'm going to choose to put... well, I don't... I'm going to choose from... Plot's secondary ability, or ability, document ability, whatever you call it, to put a fundamental on it, and then I get another fundamental from the non-lid.
Nice.
So I have 4 total fundamentals. I think I'm still not winning, but I'm in second place at least.
And yeah, drawing 4, it looks like.
Yes. Okay.
All right, this will be my final research turn. Does you drawing 4 empty your... No, it does not.
Does not. I have a few cards left.
My Plalt is sad then. The Plalt did not see its shadow. Or maybe it did. I don't know which. One or the other. I guess this doesn't matter. These are both effectively the same to me because neither is getting any additional benefit. So I'm just going to document that infocell for 2 discoveries, discard the Plalt, and that is all for me.
Okay, my turn. Very, very simple. So you can guess what I put back on top of my deck. Yeah, that's right. It's a Flixothrix. And who was my Flixothrix best friend before? That's right. It's the Burm.
Don't take from your...
I realized that immediately once I hovered. I was like, that's not right. So my Burm is going to get one of those. And I will draw 4 now. Pass the turn.
All right. I'm going to reference Bomakin. You were right that I had one.
Hey.
I don't have 3 cards to draw, so I'm just going to draw the rest of what I have.
As much as possible.
So that's 2. And now it gets a little bit silly. That could have gone away the way that I would have preferred, but it's not exactly bad. Okay. Do I need to do that? Technically, yes. Actually, no. Hold on. I'm thinking through this. Currently tied on this. But I'm probably going to lose that fight. That sucks. Okay. Sorry, I'm overthinking.
It's fine. It's your last turn of the game. Make it count.
I'm kind of, unless I redact this a lot, which would kind of put me in a weird position.
Yeah, I don't think you can undo the Bomakin because you got information there.
Exactly. So then it's just a matter of like playing these cards in the best order to get the best juice out of it, for lack of a better description. Because I get 2 plays. I really can't do anything with this, which sucks. Because that would be very nice. Not that it particularly matters to do, but I think no matter which way I go about this, I can't play. So I can't. I have Demorts, just full transparency because you're going to see it in 5 seconds anyway. But if I'm right, the Demort's ability can only target monsters with traits.
Yes. You choose 2 traits and up to two traits.
So if they don't have a trait, I cannot select them, basically.
Right.
Okay. That being the case, if I somehow manage to win on, well, at least tie on fundamentals, which with the number of cards Raze has left, I don't think I will be able to do.
And tie denies points. It doesn't give you any, just if that's part of the calculation.
It is not. Okay. So I'm done with that either way. So we're just trying to get things on the board, but that's still not great. Okay. I'll reference this because why the heck not? And I'll give my Gelatod. For funsies, the Diggy trait.
And this is a way to get those into play with DMART. If just making that sure that's clear.
I don't really need to, and you'll understand why.
Okay, you might. Yeah, if it's the only thing you have with the trade, I suppose. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
So we'll play DMART, and I'll choose. Gelatod and Dig for Infill Cell. So Gelatod gets Dig. We'll play a DMART, and I choose Dig and Parasite. No, I apologize. I choose Dig and Water.
All right.
Again, it really doesn't matter. I have 2 things I can play here, and then I'll choose Parasite for that second DMART because freaking sure.
Sure. Yeah. And you had the bonus document there. That's all fine. Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I can do.
All right. And I think it's just then Raze taking as many turns as it takes to finish the round.
So with this, I can actually look at this and do some math to see, because I have...
Yeah, you know what we have at this point.
Yeah. And for points, I'm pretty well in the lead right now.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that as well. You can't count our publications, and a significant amount of the points just come from the everything we've documented so far. But
yeah, so I'm just saying,
bonus points wise, you are definitely in the lead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm seeing how far I need to try and keep up, catch up, and to remind me with these, at least gets that. Boom, boom. Okay. You currently have, was it 9 still? Correct?
I can double check. That looks like 9, yep.
Okay. I am going to... This is very interesting. I'm just thinking about it, because this is a... You'll see why. This is a very interesting turn for me. Once I kind of get started with it. So I do that, I do that. I do this. How many do you have, Adigal, for the fundamental? You have 5?
4.
Oh yeah, Bumblekin's down in there. Oh yeah. So I'm already matching you there, and that can double. Yeah, I'm sorry that I did try to plan this out ahead of time. It's just a lot.
Yep. I was in the same boat, don't worry.
Because I can do that, I can do this. I'm going to start. How many cards do I have in there? I need to do 2. I think I'm going to do something wild here. Very wild. As wild
You're
as
really hyping this up.
No, this is it's stupid what I'm doing right now, and you'll see why. Actually, I'm going to, because I'm the last one here doing anything, I believe, I'm going to reveal my hand and kind of talk through it.
Show us all.
Because this is what I got in hand.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of options.
I can tell you where I would start, but...
Wait, where'd you start?
It's complicated.
Because I don't want to hit my deadline preemptively, which I think I'm going to anyways, because I would need to return 2 cards to the top of my deck. And I need to look in my discard to see if I have anything else in there that I could do that with. I don't think I have anything in my discard that would allow me to return a card to the top of my deck except for my Octeach, which means I would not be able to return enough without...
Yeah, it draws a card first, so it ends up being
Right, yeah.
net neutral. You got a Sapple Key to return one, so you can play both your Pattern Pills if you want to grab 2 things out of your discard pile.
Yeah, but I'm also saying for my Bomakin.
You definitely can't play Bomakin this turn without ending your deadline.
I'm going to hit my deadline. Because I'm just looking at this right now. The bonuses I can receive from this are too great to not, so I think I have to. But the question is, how many actual points can I get? Because I was saying this during the deck building thing for this, is that I'm building a lot of the how, not a lot of the why right now.
I mean, if you're playing Bomakin regardless, just
Bomakin would go first.
See what the rest of your hand is. I mean, you might know what it is, but
you mean deck.
For our sake, let's see what the final 2 cards in your deck are. Oh.
Boom. So now I'm going to spread out. Oh, I can't because you're searching it. I was going to spread out my discard.
I can make that easier for you.
There we go. So in this, do I have any more? No, these are the only ones like that. So I believe I will now move one from my discard to my hand. And I think I'm taking... I don't need Flixothrix. I need a Gordon Batten.
I feel like Flixothrix...
I don't need many of those, but I will take that eventually. I'm saying at first, the first pick is that.
Okay, yep.
Because I currently have 1 extra document. And I'm looking at this actually. This is going to have 2. I can get to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can tie you and neutralize those points, depending on the things that we have in here.
I definitely have a lot of novel for you to.
You did not want you to get them
points with, so yeah.
I think that's what I'm planning on doing. So I moved my Gorgie back into my hand. I'm going to move a Flixothrix to my hand. Hold on, actually. I don't think I am taking this one back, actually. I'm not taking the Gorgie back to back.
Oh, I see. Leaving the Pattern Pill in hand? Yeah, that makes sense.
Leaving the Pattern Pill in hand?
Yeah.
So that way I can reference my Flixothrix. And now I have 2 documents that I can do at the moment.
Yes.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to document my Riscaria, which allows me to document my Pattern Pill. And with my second document this turn, I'm going to document my Glasher.
Nice.
And all of them will each get an additional 1, 2, 3. Boom. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I will actually end up taking that from you, but there's no point in doing that. Because I don't... Actually, yeah, that's correct. I don't
deny me the 2 points per. I now only get 1 point.
Yeah, but I don't get to choose.
Oh yeah, you're not going to score anything yourself, but you are denying me a significant amount of points.
Yes, but I wish it was a draw, because if we tied, then you would get nothing, right?
No. If it was a 3-way tie across all of us, yes, all of us would get nothing. But there is a last place, so they're getting nothing, and then everyone else.
I'm getting nothing, and you guys would be getting, I believe, 1.
Yeah, because there can be 1 person who has the most. That didn't happen, so nobody's getting 2 points. Everyone who has the least is 0. Oh, do you have the most? I thought
I have Burham.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Either way, I'm getting 1 point. You are not getting the benefits of being first, but yes, either way, I'm getting 1 point.
I was thinking if I had tied you, then you said they neutralize, in which case neither of us would get any bonus points.
Only if all 3 of us were tied, none of us would get any points because we're all tied for last. But in this case, it's just if if you tie for first and there's still a last place takes the 0, and then everyone else gets 1 because there is no single first
Well,
place.
that's my turn in any case, and all done.
Yep, and I gave you the start player card because you took the final research turn, and which means we're going into the finale phase. It's time for you to activate your Fin abilities.
Okay. That means that I will plus 1 of these to everyone that has 2 or more types. So that would be my Burrum and my Pattern Pill. And actually, I'm going to remove this one
Yeah, add 1 and discard back down to 3. That makes sense.
to add 1 to my Rescaria. And then I'm going to do my Burrum's ability to duplicate both of those. So now I'm back up to 9. And yeah, I believe that you didn't have any way of generating it with Fin abilities, correct? Yeah, you don't.
One more popular on Brum. You had popular.
Oh, the original. I always forget about that. In my mind, those look like tokens. Thank you.
All right. That's your Fin abilities. Make sure you discard your reference area here, just for clarity.
Yes, thank you.
All right, your Fin abilities. Abigail.
I have just the one that I have to discard a card on my page, so I'm going to discard one of my Demorts.
Perfect. And from memory, I have no Fin abilities. Correct. Okay. So scoring the bonus points for the final round here. So myself and Rays are tied. So we're only getting the 1 bonus points for each of our oranges, which is 6 for me. So I'll indicate that.
Yeah.
And I believe no one else is getting any novel points, correct?
Correct, because that's part of the reason I was considering redrawing my first hand, because even though it was a very large and powerful hand, it wasn't really good at that point in the game for me. That was my thought. Like I would have rather played the Gelatode that turn, or Gelatod.
All right. And then
That's
popular, okay. I'm getting 2 bonus points. And how many popular do you have, Rays? You probably have quite a few.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, you ended up getting more bonus points than me. If that was a 12, that wouldn't have been the case. And Abigail, how many popular discoveries do you have?
6.
6.
Shout out to those Rex areas.
All right. So publish your final paper here. And then you're going to want to just take everything out of your publishings and count up how many icons you have in there, how many discoveries you made through the entire game. They're all going to be worth 2 recognition. I personally make groups of 5. You can do it however you feel most comfortable, though.
Sorry, I need you to repeat that.
So once you've published everything in your paper, you're going to just take everything that's in your publications and just count how many discoveries you made throughout the game. So every discovery you publish.
Every card.
Every card and every token.
Yeah.
And I personally make groups of 5 because that makes 10 since each discovery is worth 2. But you do it however you feel comfortable doing it.
Right.
All right. Token there. Token. Oh, that's many tokens. Token there. Token there.
So I can also just see, because it's tabletop sim, how many cards are in that pile.
But it's not. Cards will have different amounts of discoveries on them, though.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, I see.
All right. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups of 10. I realize me saying that out loud is going to make it difficult for other players. So that's 94. And every well, we'll get there when you finish the first step.
Have 4 groups of 4.
Did you count your tokens?
I did not. So wait, okay.
And
I'm counting
wait,
the
cards.
cards.
Groups of 4. This is a group of 5. This is a group of 6. That's a group of 4.
This is way more than 5.
Sorry, that's not okay.
Hold on. You're grouping them by 5 in terms of point score. Okay, I see.
I did this because this kind of is an easy way to sort of see it for me.
You can also just manually count them, like, and once display them like this and then manually count them. That's fine too. But yeah, you're looking at the discoveries, the number of icons.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to count mine because it's has played out pretty easily.
Once you have a number, let me know.
Okay. So just for I'm going to split up into two things real quick. So I'm going to split up into tokens and cards just to make it easier for my brain real quick. Is that right?
Yeah, preferably.
I'm just like to make
add
the
them
RAM down.
together
I can write them down.
afterwards, but yeah.
I'll just use this, making it easy.
Yeah. That's fine.
I made that. And I think it's this. I'm going to double check it. Oops.
Do you have a count here?
20.
Yeah, I have a count. 48, and then minus my redraws.
So 48. That's how many icons? So I should double that.
I have
100.
26 on my cards, and I have 22 in my tokens.
That sounds like 48. So 96 because they're each worth 2, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. And how many redraws was that?
3.
All right, it's -6 recognition.
All right, I got 5, 10, 15, 20, 23, 25, 31, 34, -4.
Don't do the minus ones yet. So 34. Okay. Did you count these bleos over
Oh,
here?
I did not count these two. So 36.
Okay, 36. So that's 72.
Minus 2 redraws.
Was it 2? 2 redraws.
2 total redraws.
All right, so -4 there. And I will do some quick math here.
Quick maths.
Yes, quick maths. So that's 100, 116, 120 is my score. I'm pretty sure Rays has me beat. This is 105, 107, 124, 23, 127, 137 minus 6, so 131, and then 4 and 4, that's 78, so 85. All right, I believe those are the final scores. People can check my that was perfect. I zoomed out right when it was done.
Don't worry about the type here. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Yeah, people can check my math, but I'm pretty sure that's the game. I guess I'll remind old viewers that we're going to be playing, it won't be this group. It's going to be me and then 2 of the most common, the 2 players who've basically tested the game the most with me. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing the standard game. And so in the standard game, you start with 2 realms in play, and then you still add 1 in the second and third round, so there ends up being 4 rounds of realms in total by the end of the game. And we'll be showing off these 2 realms we didn't see in the game today. The Flora realm, which I'll just give a sneak peek. It adds a new type of trait So there's another trait that you didn't see, and that trait actually has an ability. And then the Legend realm, which adds these 8 Legend Monstas, and they don't go in people's decks. So you'll have to see how the Legends work in that next stream.
And what time again did you say that is tomorrow? It says a quick reminder.
That will be 7:30
7:30
p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So 30 minutes later than when this one started. Yeah.
I know it don't sound. I'm sorry. I think I muted earlier when I was celebrating. That was a lot of fun, and thank you so much.
Yeah, I had a good time.
I felt like I gambled a bit in that, and I was working a bit with my I think this should work, and it all really everything I tried to do with that worked out, and it was great.
Yeah, your hypothesis came together. You got that feeling.
Yeah, I had a feeling in my gut, and I followed it, and it ended up in a great spot.
I mean, speaking at a higher level, what I'm trying to capture with this game is that experience of building something yourself, testing it, and then seeing how the something you made yourself performs, and so that's the experience I'm wanting people to get is they toss something together, they think, okay, I think this is gonna work, and then they see.
Yeah, it makes me feel like
it makes
me wonder what I could do next time, because now that I have sort of this this knowledge going in, I'm like, okay. My feelings can become more and more accurate as I play, and I feel like I could do more and more. And I saw one of the cards that you played early on that didn't get to do what it wanted to, and just seeing how that would interact with things.
Oh, the die cache?
Yes.
Yes, I know that you are a fan of cards that hinder other players.
Don't say it like that. I like interaction. And I feel like I like the fact that there is some level of disruption there.
Reyes just likes it when things happen, and it's a lot easier for things to happen when he's causing problems.
If someone's got to be the problem, I'll step in. I don't mind, and I will push other people out of the way so that I can be the problem.
Causing problems on purpose. But it's okay. It's fun problems.
Yeah,
you'll have to outthink him.
Every realm has one card at least one card. Well, I guess first of all, I should mention there's always a reason to care what other players are doing, because you're always competing for the fundamental discovery.
Yes, of course.
That maximum. But in addition to that, every realm always has at least one card that cares about what another player is doing in some way. So, like in the first realm that we played with today, it's Cruciper, where you are thinking about what the other player has in their hand, and there's certain ways where you can guarantee know what's in their hand, like if they played a Revelopus on their previous turn. So you saw the Diacache, which it's the one from the Twilight realm. Another one that I don't know if anyone had, but this is one that probably you wish you had.
You can see it for the next turn, next game too, where people can see things there.
At least some secrets.
Well, no, I'll talk about the realms we saw in this game, because there's going to be 2 additional wholly new realms in the standard game that people are going to see. So I'll speak to the 3 that we saw in this game. You probably wish you had this Atigal, which is Wolverine. If you have the fewest Monstas of anybody, you get 2 bonus discoveries on Wolverine.
I like that. That sentence so backhanded. I loved it.
Insubordinate and church.
With that little you had on your board, I bet you would have loved to have this board.
So yeah, there's Wolverine, and then there's Diacache that are directly caring about what other people are doing. And then in that final realm, you have Plalt, where you're trying to outstall other players. You want them to run into their deadline before you do. And then there's, of course, further direct interaction cards in the last 2 realms. In fact, there's a quite mean one, or a couple mean ones in the last 2. But we'll save those for tomorrow for people to see how those work.
Cool. Thank you for having me be part of this.
Yeah, it was a good time. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and playing and being on stream. And yeah,
of course.
If anyone we had a few viewers to the entire thing here, and if anyone that's viewing has any questions, I'm happy to answer them at this point. But otherwise, I'll be ending the stream, and hopefully see people back tomorrow to see what the standard game plays like.
Okay. So does that mean that we take off now? I don't really know.
Yeah. Unless there's something you want to talk about, which there's nothing that I think needs to be said. I you're good to sign off, and I think I'm not seeing any comments, so I think I'll end it here as well.
Hey, so
Okay.
real quick before you end, even though it's on your channel, where can they go to check out this game and perhaps get involved?
Right, I'm assuming most people are finding this stream because they already are following the Kickstarter or they're on the Discord channel. But I'm positioning the camera here to see the link that Ray's added in here. There you can go follow this game's Kickstarter at the link you can see here, but you can just search Sealed Monstas, and that is Monstas with an AS at the end instead of ERS. And you can just search that in Kickstarter, and you should be able to find it. Yeah, it's currently live to back the campaign. There's also a Discord server, which you can find a link to that on the Kickstarter server. So if you're interested in talking more about the game with other people, or possibly finding other players to play the game with, that's probably the best place to go, and to organize more games. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Also, in your face. I won.
Yes, you.
This is how researchers do behave behind the curtain. They try and go up to the podium with dignity, and then in the back, neener, neener, neener.
Yes, well played.
Thank you. Say with everybody.
All right.
Okay.
End
Bye.
the stream. Yep. Hope to see people.
Thanks for the
tomorrow.
invite.
Yes. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. The stream has ended. Yeah. Thank you again.